Hey, how you guys doing today? This is Nate Tinsley here, Producers Edge Magazine. Here with Drew. We was having some discussions about Triton, Triton Studio. All the core sequencer products, and we getting letters in to the magazine as well about just making basic sequences and maybe taking a couple of sequences and chaining sequences and that sort of thing. I'll take you through a quick demo instead of writing back. We figured, hey, we just do a demo, cut a video on it real quick and put it in the next issue. If you're starting out raw right on the Triton, when you turn it on, it's going to go to the noisy stabber sound. We're going to press the sequence button just to get right into sequence mode. Okay, it takes us to the new song. It should be empty, should be blank, nothing going on here. A few things, maybe just set up some parameters ahead of time just to get you through a lot easier. Like I said in the last one where I was doing the Phantom, it's easier to set up things like a palette, get you have an idea, but what you want to do before you get on, if you can. Sometimes you just get on and these things just happen. Like you said, we make some happy little accidents, some good tracks out of not even having ideas. But on this, it's easier to go in and grab a palette. Let's say if you know you're going to do like a funky type of track or some futuristic type, you go in and just grab up maybe just something to give you an idea of the type of sounds you want to use. We're going to go to the first channel. The first MIDI channel is 1, which will respond to track 1 when you're sequencing. So it will be here, and we're going to go in. I'm going to select drums, and of course I'm going to pick Hip Hop Kit. It's a cool kit to use to start out with. And see, now the sequencer, you come over to the sequencer section here, and we just go into record right, just to hear so you can hear that metronome. You get an idea of where you want to take it. Somewhere right around there, 77 beats per minute. That sounds good. And there's a few other parameters you might want to set up ahead of time if like drum machine style programming. If you're into quantizing, it'll quantize on the way in. While you're programming, it'll quantize. So I have it set up right now to 16th notes, the nearest 16th note resolution, which is okay because later on we could go in and do some quantizing that swings it a little bit, puts a little more feel on it so it's not so stiff. People were actually talking about that, how they get the sequences to not be so stiff. They just feel like, well, when you go in after you make the track, you can go in and move things around a little bit and make it. Anyway, we're going to get started and you'll see what's happening. Let's start out with a simple, I'm going to do the kick first. This is another issue. I'm just going to be covering a lot of issues here. This is one issue of once you have the Triton, there's a lot of guys who don't understand, and it is not a real easy thing to assign the different sounds to an output, especially and keep the quality. I know it loses it because it has a lot of them have stereo effects built on it, and once you do that, it takes away from the stereo effects because the only one that carries the stereo effect is the main out. You can't get the effects on the other outputs unless you use the insert effect, which it's not the same thing. I'm going to lay down the kick track on one track by itself, then I'm going to go do the snare and then the hat and keep going. And that way it's easier when you break it down. If you have to go to another studio and dump it, you can just come in here and hit solo the kick, let that go for a pass of however your sequence is. Go to the snare. It's a little lengthy, but it works when we get into it. Get a sound that I like, get a kick. I like both of them. So we get go back to the top of the sequence, which you hit locate. It'll take you right back to 1-1, which is the top of the sequence, and you'll get a 2-bar count in once you hit start stop. Okay, so I'll do a sequence, 8-bar sequence. Now there's two ways you can get this to loop. You can get the entire track to loop by just going into preference and set how long you want the loop to be. Or you can go into the way I like to do it, play loop, which is right on the same page. You hit play loop, which is on your sequencer page, and it will let you set the amount of bars you want that track to loop individually. So you push play. So you loop right around at the 8th bar. And I set this for, 8-bar loop right on the track. Play loop, 8 bars. So I'm going to go to the next track. We got that going. Go back to sequence. Anytime you're in the mode you can't get out, you hit exit. You go back to your main page. Menu, play, record, and program. So that's, anytime you want to leave something, you exit. Or you look at the menu, you see where you want to go, which is I want to play and record basically there, and then hit program so I can select to go to the next selection of sound. So anyway, we're in the program. We're on 1, now we're going to go to 2, which you hear, oops, sorry about that. You have to switch tracks as well. So we're on track 1, here's the track indicator in the corner. You go to track 2. Okay, now you can select another sound for that track. You got noisy stab right here, but I want to go to drums. I want to go to that same kit, grab hip hop kit again, so I can be back here. Now I want to do like a clap snare type thing. Same thing, record right, start, 2-bar counter. Okay, when you stop it, start it again, you'll get your 8-bar loop on that track the same way. Go to play loop, and you'll see I have 8 bars set for each ahead of time. You can do this, you can save these things as a template and load them up from your hard drive if you had it, or you can even save it to a smart card for the guys who have the Triton LEs and the TRs. They have smart cards, so you can save templates so it's easier. You don't have to set this up. It's already set, and you just go ahead and make your sequence. Anyway, I'm going to keep going and go back again, exit, program. I'm going to go to track 3 now, and also channel 3, which is so we can set a new sound, which I'm going to go back to the drums again and get another thing, maybe like a hi-hat or something. Maybe a different kit. I want a different hi-hat. Sorry, we're going to go to sound again. We're going to hit drums and search through some of the drum palettes they have here. How about let's just go to cymbals. Cymbals kit have nothing but cymbals and hi-hats. Yeah, there you go. Something loose. Run here right quick. Symbols. Oh, that's the other thing. Press OK. After you put the sound in, press OK. Get a little practice run.